Your vibrational energy will skyrocket if you cut these people out. There is a hidden force that governs everything around us, a frequency that determines the energy we bring into our lives and the experiences we attract. We often talk about raising our vibration, becoming more aligned with our purpose, and unlocking our fullest potential. But what if I told you that no matter how much meditation you do, no matter how many affirmations you repeat, and no matter how many spiritual books you read, there are certain people in your life who are acting as an invisible weight, dragging your energy down without you even realizing it? What if I told you that your biggest breakthrough is not about what you add to your life, but what you remove? Think about it. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt lighter, as if the very air around you was filled with positivity? Now contrast that with the opposite. Have you ever been around someone who leaves you feeling drained, exhausted, or even questioning yourself? This is not a coincidence. This is energy at work. And the truth is, if you want to raise your vibration and truly elevate your life, there are certain people you must cut out without hesitation, without guilt, without looking back.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
But before we talk about who they are, let's get deep for a moment. Why does energy matter so much? Because everything in this universe operates on frequency. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions emit a vibrational signal, and that signal determines what you attract into your life. If you are constantly surrounded by low-energy individuals, your vibration will inevitably match theirs. No matter how much inner work you do, if the people you interact with daily are draining you, you will always find yourself stuck, unable to break through to the next level. Now, let's talk about the first type of person you need to remove from your life immediately: the chronic complainer. You know exactly who I'm talking about. The person who finds a way to turn every situation into a problem. The one who, no matter how good their life is, always has something negative to say. They complain about their job, their relationships, the weather, the government, their bad luck, everything. And the worst part, they don't actually want solutions. They don't want advice. They want to stay in their misery, and they want you to sit in it with them. At first, you might think you're being a good friend by listening, by offering support, by trying to help. But over time, you'll notice something. Their energy starts to infect you. You begin to see the world through their lens. You start complaining more, even about things that never used to bother you. Your frequency lowers, and your ability to manifest the life you desire weakens. Complaining is a virus. It spreads. And if you keep these people around, you will eventually become like them. Here's the hard truth: you cannot afford to be around chronic complainers if you are serious about elevating your vibration. If someone in your life is constantly negative, you must create distance. You don't have to be cruel, but you do have to be firm. Protect your energy at all costs. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you were making progress in life, only to suddenly find yourself slipping back into old habits, old patterns, old ways of thinking? What if I told you that this isn't random? What if I told you that there are people in your life who are unconsciously or even consciously pulling you back into the version of yourself that they are comfortable with? These are the people who are afraid of your growth. The second type of person you must cut out of your life is the energy leech. This is the person who takes, and takes, but never gives. They come to you with their problems. They unload their emotional baggage onto you. They drain your time and energy, and when they feel better, they disappear until they need you again. These people are not truly interested in your well-being. They are only interested in what you can give them. And the moment you set boundaries, they make you feel guilty for it. Here's the danger of keeping energy leeches in your life. They will make you believe that your purpose is to save them. They will make you feel responsible for their happiness, their success, their sour. But the truth is, no matter how much you give, it will never be enough. Because their energy is a black hole, it absorbs everything and gives nothing in return. And if you are not careful, you will end up completely drained, wondering why you feel so exhausted, disconnected, and uninspired. So let me ask you, who in your life is constantly taking from you but never giving back? Who leaves you feeling emotionally depleted after every interaction? And more importantly, why are you allowing them to remain in your life? Because here's the reality. If you truly want to raise your vibration, you cannot afford to be a source of endless energy for those who refuse to generate their own. You must surround yourself with people who uplift you, who inspire you, who challenge you to grow, not people who see you as an emotional ATM. But cutting these people out is not just about protecting yourself. It's about creating space for something greater. Imagine what your life would look like if every person around you was operating at a high vibration. Imagine waking up every day feeling energized, inspired, and in alignment with your highest self. That reality is possible, but only if you make the conscious choice to remove the energy vampires from your life. And here's something even deeper to consider. The people you allow into your life are a reflection of your own self-worth. If you continue to tolerate low vibrational individuals, it means there is a part of you that believes you do not deserve better. Sit with that for a moment. Ask yourself, do I truly believe I am worthy of high vibrational relationships? And if not, where does that belief come from? Because here's the thing, when you start cutting out the wrong people, the right people will begin to appear. But the universe will not send them until you prove that you are ready. And proving that you are ready means making the difficult choice to walk away from those who no longer serve your highest good. So here's your challenge. Over the next 24 hours, take inventory of your relationships. Who in your life is raising your vibration? Who is lowering it? And most importantly, are you willing to do what it takes to protect your energy? Because if you are, your vibrational energy will skyrocket in ways you never imagined. Now, are you ready to go even deeper? The next type of person you must cut out is even more dangerous than the first two. And chances are you have at least one of them in your life right now. Want to know who they are? Let's keep going. The silent saboteurs. The people who pretend to support you but secretly hold you back. There is a type of person in your life right now who appears harmless, maybe even supportive, but in reality, they are one of the biggest obstacles standing between you and your highest vibration. They don't openly attack your dreams, they don't outright discourage you, and they don't drain you in obvious ways. Instead, they operate in the shadows, subtly planting seeds of doubt, gently pulling you back into your old ways, and keeping you in a version of yourself that feels safe to them. These are the silent saboteurs, the people who pretend to support you but secretly fear your growth. And if you don't recognize them, they will keep you trapped in an invisible cage, preventing you from ever stepping into your true power. The silent saboteur may be a friend, a family member, or even a partner. They may smile when you talk about your goals, they may nod along when you share your dreams, but deep down, they are uncomfortable with the idea of you rising to your highest potential. Why? Because your growth challenges them. If you elevate your vibration, if you become more conscious, if you start manifesting everything you desire, it forces them to look at their own lives. And most people are not ready for that level of self-reflection. They would rather keep you at a level where they feel comfortable, where they don't have to question their own choices, their own stagnation, their own limitations. The way they hold you back is subtle. They might make a joke when you talk about your spiritual journey, laughing it off as if it's silly or unrealistic. They might remind you of your past failures, bringing up old versions of you that no longer exist. They might say things like, I just don't want you to get your hopes up. Or are you sure this is the right path for you? Under the guise of concern. But make no mistake, these words, these small moments, are energetic anchors designed to keep you from rising too high. And the most dangerous part, because they seem to care, because they are close to you, you might actually believe them. You might start doubting yourself. You might begin to hesitate, to shrink, to question if you're really capable of the transformation you are seeking. But here's something you need to understand. The people who truly support you will never make you feel small for dreaming big. They will never downplay your vision, never remind you of your limitations, never keep you tethered to an outdated version of yourself. Real supporters don't get uncomfortable when you evolve, they celebrate it. They grow with you. They elevate alongside you. So, let me ask you something. Is there someone in your life who always seems to subtly undermine you? Someone who never fully celebrates your wins? Who always finds a way to plant doubt? Who keeps you tethered to your past instead of lifting you into your future? And if so, why are they still in your life? Because here's the truth, cutting out the silent saboteurs is one of the most difficult but necessary steps in raising your vibration. Unlike the obvious energy drainers, these people often have deep emotional ties to you. They might be childhood friends, longtime companions, or even family members. And the thought of distancing yourself from them may feel uncomfortable, even painful. But let me ask you this. What is more painful, letting go of people who no longer align with your highest self, or staying stuck in a version of yourself that was never meant to be your final form? When you begin to rise, when you start stepping into your power, when you elevate your energy, you will naturally outgrow certain people. This is not a betrayal. This is not selfishness. This is the universe removing anything that cannot exist at your new frequency. And if you resist, if you try to hold on to relationships that are no longer aligned, you will find yourself in an internal battle, one part of you striving for expansion, another part of you clinging to the familiar. And that resistance will keep you stuck. So, here is your challenge: pay attention. The next time you share your excitement, your vision, your growth, watch how the people around you react. Feel the energy. Do they light up with you, or do they subtly diminish your excitement? Do they pour fuel on your fire, or do they quietly try to put it out? Energy never lies. And once you see the truth, you cannot unsee it. Now, let's go even deeper. Because there is one more type of person that is even more dangerous than the silent saboteur. And the worst part, this person might be the closest one to you. Are you ready to face the truth? Let's continue. The master manipulator, the person who controls your energy without you even realizing it. There is one type of person who is more dangerous to your energy than anyone else. More dangerous than the complainers, the energy leeches, or even the silent saboteurs. This person doesn't just drain your vibration or hold you back. They control your energy in ways so subtle, so deeply ingrained, that you may not even realize it's happening. This is the master manipulator. And if you have one in your life, your vibrational growth will be impossible until you break free. The master manipulator is not always obvious. They don't scream, they don't openly attack, and they don't always appear toxic. In fact, they often disguise themselves as the people who care the most about you. They might come in the form of a close friend, a mentor, a partner, or even a family member. They are deeply woven into your life, and that's what makes them so dangerous. Unlike the negative people you can easily identify and walk away from, the master manipulator operates in the shadows. Their control over you is not through force, but through influence. And before you know it, your energy, your choices, and your very perception of yourself are being shaped by them. How do they do it? They use emotional leverage. They know exactly how to make you feel guilty if you start prioritizing yourself. The moment you begin setting boundaries, they act hurt, disappointed, or betrayed, making you question whether you're being selfish. They remind you of everything they've done for you, subtly implying that you owe them your time, your loyalty, your energy. And because you are a person who values love, connection, and kindness, you hesitate. You start to compromise. You start making decisions that are not fully in alignment with your highest self, just to keep the peace. But here's the truth: peace that comes at the cost of your own energy is not peace. It's control. And the master manipulator thrives on keeping you in this controlled state, ensuring that you never fully step into your power. One of the most deceptive tactics they use is playing the role of the victim. Whenever you try to distance yourself, whenever you make a choice that prioritizes your growth, they suddenly become the ones who need saving. They are going through a crisis, they are struggling, they need you. And because you have a compassionate heart, you rush to their aid. Again, and again, and again. Until one day you wake up and realize that your entire life has been revolving around their needs, their emotions, their expectations. You've been living for them, not for yourself. And here's where it gets even deeper. The master manipulator is often someone you love. And because of that, cutting ties or even creating space feels like betrayal. But let me ask you something. How long have you been sacrificing your own energy to keep them comfortable? How much of your potential have you suppressed just to avoid upsetting them? And most importantly, is this the life you truly want to live? Because here's the reality: if someone truly loves you, they will never manipulate you into staying small. They will never use guilt, obligation, or emotional debt to keep you in their orbit. Love is expansive, not restrictive. Real love allows you to grow, to explore, to elevate without fear of consequences. And if someone is making you feel like choosing yourself is a betrayal, that is not love. That is control. So what do? You take your power back. You recognize the patterns. You stop allowing their emotions to dictate your decisions. You set boundaries, not just physical ones, but energetic ones. You stop explaining yourself. You stop justifying your growth. You stop feeling guilty for choosing yourself. And most importantly, you remind yourself that your energy is sacred. It is not something to be manipulated, controlled, or drained by anyone, no matter who they are. But here's the hardest part. When you finally step into your power, the master manipulator will not let go easily. They will fight. They will intensify their tactics. They will make you question yourself. They will test your strength, because the moment you stop feeding them your energy, they lose control, and they cannot handle that. So, are you ready for that test? Are you ready to stand firm in your boundaries, even when it feels uncomfortable? Are you ready to choose your highest self, even if it means walking away from someone who has been a major part of your life? Because if you are, your vibrational energy will reach levels you never imagined possible. But there is one final truth we need to discuss. And it's the hardest one to accept. Because while we've talked about the people you need to cut out of your life, there is still one last person who might be holding you back. And that person is you. The final obstacle, how you might be the one lowering your own vibration. This is the hardest truth to face. We spend so much time identifying the toxic people in our lives, the ones who drain us, hold us back, manipulate us, or keep us stuck in low vibrational energy. But at some point, we have to ask ourselves the most difficult question of all. What if the person I need to cut out the most is me? Because the truth is, no energy vampire, no silent saboteur, no master manipulator can hold power over you unless you allow them to. No one can lower your vibration without your permission. And if you keep attracting these types of people into your life, if you keep finding yourself stuck in the same cycles, the same struggles, the same energy-draining relationships, then the common denominator is not them. It's you. This is not about blame. This is about awareness. Because until you recognize the ways in which you are sabotaging your own energy, no amount of cutting people out will truly elevate you. You might remove one toxic person, only to attract another. You might break free from one manipulative relationship, only to find yourself in a similar one months later. Why? Because your external world is always a reflection of your internal world. If you have low self-worth, you will attract people who reinforce that belief. If you have deep-seated fears of being alone, you will hold onto relationships that drain you simply because you're afraid of what life would look like without them. If you are addicted to struggle, to chaos, to emotional highs and lows, you will unconsciously seek out situations and people that keep you trapped in that cycle. So let me ask you something. In what ways are you lowering your own vibration? Are you engaging in negative self-talk, constantly telling yourself that you're not good enough, not ready, not worthy? Are you holding on to resentment, anger, or unforgiveness, allowing past wounds to dictate your present energy? Are you surrounding yourself with distractions, mindless entertainment, meaningless conversations, self-destructive habits, because facing your own truth feels too uncomfortable? And most importantly, are you waiting for someone else to change, for circumstances to shift, for the right moment to come before you finally take full control of your energy? Because here's the truth, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to walk into your life and magically remove all the low vibrational energy for you. No one is going to do the inner work that only you can do. You can cut out every toxic person in your life. But if you continue to operate from fear, from self-doubt, from a lack of self-love, your vibration will remain the same. Elevation is an inside job. And the moment you truly grasp this, the moment you stop looking outward and start looking inward, everything changes. So, what's the solution? Radical accountability. You must take full ownership of your energy. You must become deeply aware of your thoughts, your emotions, your patterns, and your choices. You must train yourself to recognize when you are lowering your own vibration and have the discipline to shift it. You must commit to healing, to letting go of everything that no longer serves you, including the outdated version of yourself that is still operating from fear, from scarcity, from self-imposed limitations. Because here's the most powerful truth of all, you are not stuck. You are not powerless. You are not a victim to energy-draining people or circumstances. You are a limitless being with the ability to raise your vibration at any moment, to shift your reality with a single decision. And that decision is this: I will no longer allow anything, including myself, to keep me from my highest frequency. When you make that decision, truly make it, everything in your life will change. The toxic people will naturally fade away because they will no longer resonate with your energy. The right people will begin to appear, drawn to your new vibration. Doors will open, opportunities will flow, manifestations will happen faster than you ever imagined. And most importantly, you will feel free. Because for the first time, you will realize that nothing outside of you ever had power over you to begin with. The only thing that ever mattered was your own ability to choose. And now you finally have. So, the question is, will you step into your highest vibration, or will you continue to be the one holding yourself back? The choice has always been yours, and it always will be.